Good morning. It is January the 16th, 2018. Martin Luther King's birthday / holiday is behind us, and we should have a full market now, which tends to improve liquidity and trading opportunities. In those markets that go back and forth, boy, the equities are just amazing. And I mean, they're going what we would call going vertical. So there will be a short someday in stock markets, but hadn't shown itself yet. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, here we sit. Both treasuries and equities are higher. Treasuries are at resistance right here, 2305. We can see this right over here. We had the spill from 9.5, so our first resistance level is going to be 5 to 9. For sell 1, then 11 to 15 for sell 2. On the buy side, 30.5 had the London low at 123, so 28 allows them to get stops below the Globex lows for buy 1, and then 21 to 25 for buy 2. Biggest news over the weekend, over the holiday, are equities. I mean, every stock market in the world is up. Last week they were talking about Hong Kong up for 14 days in a row, straight up. Never happened before. Now they're talking about the Emini high of 2803.5. That seems to be the play now, to get stops, run it up above 20. If you get to the buck, take it up above 03, and the Dow at 26K plus. Today's news: Empire State Manufacturing Survey last month was 18 even. Calling for 18.06, excuse me, and it might move the market. Seeing how it's the only piece of news we have. All the talk right now is going to be about the government shutdown and its impact on everything. You know, as much as they talk about that, and as much as it's hyped, it may not have the impact. In fact, it might have the opposite impact if it shows that the administration is trying to take control and not just capitulate every time their opposition raises their right hands. We'll have to see, but right now the chatter is going to be the catastrophe if 16% of the government doesn't show up at their jobs, i.e. during the shutdown. 84% of the government does show up during a shutdown, so it's kind of a joke. Those that don't show up get an extended vacation. Doesn't count. Against their vacation. They get paid for that time too. So life is pretty good. FITS is a prime example of first trading day of the year for FITS. So we have Europe back. We have Asia back. I think Asia, the next big one will be the Chinese New Year that shuts people down. I don't know how Japan and Korea act about the Chinese New Year. Theirs are probably a little bit different. I haven't followed that. So on treasuries, got to get through resistance. If we can't get through resistance, which is where we're very close to, I believe it's a sell given strength in the stock market. Okay, looking 151.16, and we have this spill The last rotate up right here in A period was what, 5106? And we're already through this area right here. The low volume number is 5108. We're right there waiting for us, so ideally you'd like to sell 7s. Last rotate up stopped at 29, so 28 to the buck. Number 1, sell 3 to 7, sell 1. 11 to 15, sell 2. On the buy side, 16 to 20 is number 1. 9 to 13, buy 1. And 29 to 01, buy 2. The cryptocurrencies Bitcoin exchange was hacked for the second time. Somebody, I think one of the articles said we'll have to declare bankruptcy this time. And it's an interesting the way the currency or the Bitcoin is created. You would think that it couldn't be hacked. Everybody's number was unique. Everybody's buy or sell was in a ledger that could not be screwed with, but apparently that's not the case. So it's hard to hack the German mark. It's hard to hack the dollar, the pound in a meaningful way. But these other exchanges are Bitcoins anyway is vulnerable to that. And this is the second time they've been hit. And that might be adding some support. Spec dollars headed back towards the market. Gold, we had the rally up. It had some buying right here at the start of Globex. Failed at the high volume number. Now again, just when you go through and look at these F2 charts, just look at how these high volume numbers hold the market. And on go with markets, limit sells against the high volume numbers. It's the safest trade going. You'll have the most going for you. Fading a move. You'll have other people there with you. The volume that's important is not this, although it can hold. And you can see that it has bounced the market. This would be a good one. If we can stay above, looks like 113.20, 23, this is where the best or true support is. It's back here. This one's not too hard to get through. This one's going to be hard to take out. So 13.25 is probably our best support in gold. But those of you that play gold, print this chart right here and just see what the high volume numbers how they control the trading, and it might give you a little bit more confidence in playing those numbers. Okay, top of values 37, 37 to 40, sell 1. 43, 45, sell 2. On the buy side, 30 to 32, buy 1. And 25, 27, buy 2. But this is where, you know, most people that teach or show you the profile and P's and B's and not much more than that, points of control, naked points of control, or is it naked? Obviously I use the NEK, KID pronunciation, but there are a lot of nuances, just little things on the profile that are very, very to see and understand once you understand the dynamics behind them and know what to look for. And it's my contention that the profile in combination with the footprint are eventually where we all end up. Okay, the euro sold. We had a big breakout down here basically at 122. So retesting that breakout at 122 as is in the cards at some point, and then we've got resistance at basically 23.40. Euro normally trades in 2 to 3 points, so if the high is 23.40, 21.40, stops below 21 would be where you'd think the market eventually could go. Pretty clean break in the market right here. You got this second half hour high at London at 98. So we're at 75. The issue is, will 122.50 hold, 122.25 or not? So 22.90 to 123 even, sell one. 23.25, 35, sell two. On the buy side, 50 to 60, buy one. 25 to 35, buy two. And there were some articles out over the weekend saying that the politics in the UK, that Brexit might not actually happen. So I think it's probably a little bit too far along to stop, but I don't know that for sure. That would certainly show you the power of the entrenched state in the status quo. A body at rest tends to stay at rest. Those that are at the peak of the cash flow pyramid and control or in power will do everything they can, and they've got the money to do it with, to stay in power. They can't stop over time the historical forces that are going to remove them, but they sure can delay it. Looking at crude oil, $63.50. The low volume number is 63.75, right there. And beneath that it's 63.07. So we have pretty good support at 75. So 63.50, 63.75, buy one. 63 even, 63 and a quarter, buy two. 64 and a quarter, 64.50, sell one. 64.75, 65, sell two. Still think we have a shot at 65 plus, just because it's there and they can get stops. Well, I hope everybody's football teams won this weekend. There was some pretty good football, some unbelievable finishes to some games, especially the Vikings Saints game, which they had a picture of some guy in New Orleans throwing his television, a 65-incher, out his window. That loss after that comeback had to hurt. And the Vikings quarterback kept everybody on the edge of their seats for good and bad reasons. So the Jags beat the hell out of Pittsburgh. Not even a game. Patriots versus the Titans. I turned that one off. And the Eagles game was okay. Nothing to write home about. Not compellingly. Just a big old defensive battle. So can the Eagles and the Vikings win with backup quarterbacks? That's all the talk will be this week, all the articles. Okay, I mean, right here's the break in the Emini at 90. Globeck is up. For those of you that were in the 27.75 calls, rolled to the 28 even. Actually, we should, excuse me, we were in the 28. God, it's gone fast. We were in the 28 calls. Go to the 28.25 calls today. That's unreal, isn't it? That's the fourth one. That's the fourth one we've been in since the first of the year. Wild. $3.50 above or below a market number, but especially above a market, can be resistance. So we may have the high right here. I don't know. So selling failure to take out 3.5 and 05 is a possibility. If we get through that 9 to 11, which is probably a little bit better sell, and then 14 to 16 for S2. But there's a good chance that's the high right there, tradable high. No news really took us up that I can see. The London low is 97.25 right here. Last rotate down was just at 99. So the basically trying to get long between 95 and the buck is where we are. So let's try. I'm gonna give it some room, maybe 97 in the buck for buy one. And then 93, 95 for buy two. And a limit buy right here at 95. Be a pretty good order. Get up right now. We've caught some. I don't see how you could catch anybody of size short, other than people that novice traders that are don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, nobody wants to be short in these conditions, or nobody that knows what they're doing is going to be short in these conditions. Hedging, I can understand. Locking in profit. I don't even really understand hedging, though, as strong as the market is. So, today's news: manufacturing, Empire State Manufacturing Survey, 18.6. Got no feel for it. Probably a little higher than forecast. Okay, going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. Going to get there and get it going. I'll be back with you as soon as possible.